Hello, my name is Matthias Cavodi. I'd like to welcome you guys to my channel. Today we're going to talk about X Factor's Fatal Attractions tie-in. This is a really good crossover. If you're really into X-Men, it's one of the best. It's one of my favorite Magneto stories. The stakes are really high, and it really changes up the status quo for the X-Men, for a lot of characters on the X-Men for a pretty long time. And this particular tie-in with X Factor, it's a really good story. It's on itself, not outside of the crossover. It's a pretty good standalone story. I always hear people whine and bitch about alternate covers and all these gimmick covers that came out back during the '90s, and you don't see this stuff obviously very often nowadays. I don't know because especially I live in Argentina, so we're never gonna get these weird and crazy variant covers. I don't know if in the states they're still doing these type of things, but I really love these things. Like every single issue of Fatal Attractions had one of these holograms on the covers, and they were really awesome. I really enjoyed these. And so let's get into the story, which, again, I sat down to reread this, and I thought to myself, damn, this is an awesome story. It's very well written. The art by Joe Quesada, Joe Quesada's art, it's really good. Here we see an advertisement for the Mario Brothers movie. I remember seeing this. I don't remember if I went to the movies to see it, but I remember when I saw it, I didn't understand what the hell was going on with the movie. It's a really weird flick. So here we have the Alkalites. They're attacking an hospital. Like the action is pretty violent. And I was like, it sort of like caught me by surprise, seeing something so visceral in a comic from this time. And what I really like about the Alkalites, they're like religious fanatics. They think like that Magneto's their Messiah, and they're freaking racist, and they're just as racist as the people that are anti-mutants, or even more because they're very willing to use violence against humans. And so they attack this hospital. I remember seeing this part with Sinjaka choking this girl with his whip, and this image really stuck with me. It's like, wow, this guy's really brutal. Like, and I really wish they would have done more with this character. Like, he became in the Ex Necrosha story arc. He was also sort of like an important character, but we need more of this guy. He's a really awesome character, villain, and so. And again, the art by Joe Quesada is really good. I really think he did a killer job. In no moment it feels dated, or there's not one moment where it feels choppy or rushed, and the panel work also is really good. The story is written by Scott Lobdell, did a pretty good job. So the main premise of this story is there's sort of like a mutant police force for the United States government. So when mutants do start causing trouble, they send other mutants to take them down, try to reform these guys. In this case, they capture Spore, who's one of the Alkalites. When Quicksilver arrives, who's one of the members of X Factor, Spore, he flips out and like he's like, "Oh God, this is the son of our Lord," and he goes on his knees, and Quicksilver's like, "What the hell?" So Quicksilver sort of discovers that he's thought to have died. And actually, in this crossover, he makes a big comeback, and so they see him as the heir of Magneto's legacy. So what happens is Cooper discovers that the Alkalites are going to attack a government installation. So he goes with Quicksilver and Random to investigate why they're attacking this specific place, and leave the rest of X Factor out of the loop, which obviously they're not happy with this, and without authorization, they're going to try to find the same installation to discover what's going on. The X Factor crosses paths with Exodus. Technically, this is Exodus's first appearance, and he's such an awesome character. I always feel like there's like one or two really good Exodus stories, but like Marvel doesn't know what to do with this guy, and his power levels always fluctuate a lot. Sometimes he's ultra powerful, sometimes he's not that much. Sometimes they write him like a bumbling idiot. So, Quicksilver Random, Val Cooper arrived to this installation and they discover Senator Kelly there telling Val Cooper, "What the hell are you doing this to here? You have no authorization. This place super top secret. It's part of Project Wide Awake." And what happens is they discover that they're creating the next generation of Sentinels. The United States government, not private companies, are building new Sentinels. They're trying to get to the Nimrod to deal with the mutant problem if it ever gets out of hand. So obviously, to Quicksilver, Random, and X Factor, who arrived just at the same time, they're really pissed off that the U.S. government's doing this and that Val Cooper seemingly had known this all along and never told her teammates on X Factor. So in the middle of this comic book, you have like sort of this preview area where you get to see things that are going to come down further down the line, especially with we're going to get a crossover with the Avengers where they have to battle against Exodus, which it's a pretty good crossover. It actually ends that story ends with the dissolution of the West Coast Avengers, so that was sort of a shame though. So Quicksilver's like really pissed off with the situation, but he says, "Look, I sort of understand why humans want to do this because we mutants are always causing trouble and stuff like that." And at that moment, the Alkalites arrive. We get a really awesome battle. Again, Joe Quesada and the way he draws action, it's really good. Here we have a moment where Fabian Cortez, sort of like being the devil, wants to corrupt Quicksilver into joining their side, joining their fight against humanity. Here, there's this moment with Multiple Man. I think this guy's called Mellencamp. Makes a dupe inside Mellencamp and he explodes. Oh, I remember seeing this for the first time. Thinking, "Oh God, that's awesome!" This was so cool and gross at the same time. So, at the end of the story, the Alkalites disappear. They're teleported away. Val Cooper was actually being mind controlled. The whole thing was a setup, but this does really leave a sour taste in the mouth of X Factor. That Val Cooper did know this, and so this is going to sour the relationship. So I hope you guys like this video. I spoiled the whole story for you, sorry, but it's really good. Fatal Attraction crossover, it's fantastic. See you guys next time. Bye.